Welcome everybody to the 2021 MVP Open at Maple Hill. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the two hot geese.
It's round two. We got a little bit calmer conditions today, but there's still some wind in the air. The course is still playing as hard as ever. We get to watch Kona Panis, Catrina Allen, Maria Oliva, who is visiting us back from the feature card yesterday, and Missy Gannon on our lead card today.
Kona, the only one under par yesterday. The other three ladies even par, which is an amazing score out here. There are a lot of birdies out here, but we're going to see some bogeys and some bigger numbers. It just happens.
It's like any hole can flip from a birdie to a double bogey so fast.
Very quickly. Check in with the rest of our leaderboard. Everybody, just a couple over par. Moving day here at this magical course.
Hole 1 is a par 4. It's 724 feet, and this hole, you want to clear the water. It's 360 feet. It's so hard. It's a screaming headwind. Then you want to lay up to this gap and hopefully give yourself a long jump putt, or if you're a little short, you throw a little forehand approach. There's out of bounds circling the green. This hole's so hard. It averaged...
California, Kona, Panis.
It averaged almost a full stroke over par again today. It's the most difficult hole.
2 days in a row, most difficult. Again, a little bit less of a wind. It was still a headwind, so it can be difficult to clear the water if you don't throw it perfect. 346 feet to the landing zone, according to Bushnell.
Why does it feel like 450? Kona going for this kind of bailout zone on the left-hand side. It's safer.
Catrina Allen.
Footing is a little wet over there, but there is room.
That's clapping from hole 8.
Hole 1 hype for Catrina.
This looks awesome.
Looks like it worked. She's way down there. Love to see Maria on the film card twice in a row. I know you guys love watching her play. Her first year on tour, and she's already killing it.
Yeah, she's got a lot of power, and I think, she's trying to go over with a little bit of that kind of bail to the left action.
For those of you wondering, she's been a mainstay in Texas for like 10 years, I think.
Missy, we're getting used to seeing her on the feature card over and over. Sweet shirt today.
Sweet shirt every day for Missy.
That's true. Respect. Missy's going to be throwing this ESP Thrasher all day.
Missy with big distance now. Love that.
Yeah, she's just been steadily climbing, I feel like, a few feet every week, and now she just blasts them.
Oops, I can throw 400. Maria in those Christmas trees, pretty deep on the left-hand side of the fairway. But she's still got room to swing her arm, which is important. She doesn't really need a run-up to get power. She's got so much distance in her smoothie cakes form, and she gets it all the way to the gap.
Patented smoothie cakes. Bye, Maria. She is going to be a little bit pinched. You almost don't want to push. If you can't get into the gap, you almost don't want to push too far because you can get pinched on either side and have a really tough angle. That was perfect from Kona. Kona threw a T-bird and Missy's throwing a Z-Raptor.
They'll have a easy look for 4 for the most part. Catrina looking like she's eyeing up the gap. She's got a driver in her hand.
Yeah, she looks like she's being aggressive here. And it looks pretty good. It just needs to stay...
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Wonder if it crossed.
I think she'll have a putt to save her 4 from in there. Little chip up shot.
Perfect.
Yeah. It is easy to mess that kind of shot up at that angle. So really well done.
33% of the field with a par today.
Look at this gap.
out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
Yeah, great shot. A little lucky with that kind of gap, but capitalizing.
No problem. 33% of the field with a par, 65% with a bogey or worse. This whole, it's with the headwind that was happening all morning, it's really easy to go in the water early, and from there it's pretty much a guaranteed 5 at best.
Yeah.
Nice run from Catrina.
She'll have to settle for the bogey.
There was only 1 3 on the day by Christine Jennings. She had a 220-foot throw-in estimated.
I would have loved to see that.
Yeah. Wonder if it was a sidearm. Sick 3.
Yeah. Kona, Maria, and Missy all getting the par, and Catrina a bogey with that out-of-bounds stroke.
I mean, those are some really easy-looking pars. And, I mean, you can see why these ladies are on the lead card by how easy they made that hole when 65% of the field is getting a bogey or worse.
Moving on, hole 2 is a straight 297-foot par 3, rock wall OB on the right, casual creek, and little patch of trees on the left. Super reachable with a straight shot. I think fairway drivers are really common play. I haven't seen a ton of sidearms or anything. I think mostly you're just going to throw low and straight at it, and if you're going to make a mistake, it is this mistake, because at least you're in bounds.
It's so easy to make this mistake, too, because there's a hill that slopes downwards from right to left, and I swear it just grabs your disc and moves it over there. Even your stuff you're worried about flipping will hyzer out pretty hard.
Maria Laces yesterday with this FD doesn't quite get over on it enough. But those should both be pretty easy pars. Although their footing's going to be terrible. Like, it's just going to be mud. Missy with another thrasher. This looks beautiful. Wow. Man, I haven't seen anyone park it. Like, I've seen people birdie it, but not. That's the closest shot I've seen.
Yeah, 15% of the field with birdies. So it doesn't seem like a lot of people are getting that close. Only 17% of the field landing in circle 1.
Yeah, even the short holes, they definitely demand very technical shots out here. That's why the course plays so hard. No gimmies. There's not a single gimme on this hole.
Every single hole. Yeah, every single hole can get into your head somehow. There's always trouble you're thinking about. Maria with the thrower.
Wobbly little forehand works out.
Kona forced to do the same thing with kind of an awkward stance.
Perfect.
It's so weird. Yesterday, I feel like every time we got to a hole that was birdieable, it was always 7 people with birdies. And again today, 7 birdies. Missy Gannon with one of them on our lead card.
Yeah, gets herself under par for the tournament.
Looks like there's a hot goose on that list as well. Honk. Erika Stinchcomb with the 2.
Yeah, that was my only birdie. Sorry.
Ouch.
It's a good putt, though.
Couple of tap-ins. It's nice. It's weird. This hole has like a loudspeaker from hole 8, from the 8 hole, so you can hear them extra loud. But the wind is blocked, and then we move to hole 3, and you're like, uh-oh, there's more wind. 362 feet. There was a little bit of a headwind today that made it a little bit tough. Even in the woods, you want to throw something that flips up to flat, glides to the right, and carries back to the left. It is uphill, and it plays a little longer than 362. These lead card ladies can definitely reach the green. There's a lot of things to navigate before you get there.
Missy throws these thrashers like 90% of the time. Wow. And this one was very lucky. She might have even gotten into circle 2 there. The play here, if you can, you either want to kind of hyzer flip something that drifts to the right, or like this. Ideally with something a little bit stable that comes back. That was a great shot from Kona.
Getting all the way up to circle 2, I think that if you hit the line, that's the most common landing area.
She threw a destroyer, relying on that stability. Really shaped that shot beautifully. This is an FD. Flip too much. It doesn't have the stability like the destroyer to come back, and it's not bad over there.
Yeah, it can be a little dicey because there are a lot of trees the lower you get on the hill, depending on how far you carry.
I should say it can be not bad. You just never know. Wow, look at this shape. That's the hyzer flip line versus kind of the force over line that Kona did.
She goes deep.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah, she's the only person to get into circle 1.
Impressive.
In the whole field.
Pretty. Ooh.
7 people got into circle 2, so you can see how hard this line can be, how intimidating it can be too.
Uh-oh. All right. Maria finding some trouble, but she's there for her bogey.
That just carries so far flat while on a hyzer, or carries so far straight while on a hyzer angle. It's pretty fun to watch her throw those little approaches.
Missy with a nice touch forehand. Look for birdie.
Solid run. Kona has switched her putt a couple times this year. This one seems to be working really well for her. Her putting percentages have gone up steadily in the past few weeks.
Great birdie from Catrina.
Catrina with the only birdie on the day. Also the only person landing in circle 1. Impressive stat.
Yeah, Kona was doing kind of an Anheuser putt, and now it's more of just a straight spin putt. Is she straddling now too?
It's like a wide, it's a stagger stance, but like a wide stagger stance.
Yeah.
And we move on to the shortest hole on the course, hole 4. Also played as one of the easiest holes, which is surprising because there's a lot of trees you can hit, and it's really important to meter the angle of your disc when it lands. You want to hit that little first gap. There used to be a gap on the right-hand side that they have made a mandatory this year. You have to go down the middle. There's a backhand that you can float over some trees and poke and hope on the right side, or a forehand or a backhand straight up the gut. We see Catrina doing that. Fading out to the left, which is where most people bail out.
Ooh.
Getting a really
great
nice
ground
bounce.
play. Yeah. I mean, she threw it really well, but sometimes if you get enough spin on it, it just carries down the hill into the water. So great stop by that tree.
Yeah, the water's probably 40 feet away, maybe a little less than that, but it's so easy to find if you pure the gap and you have just a tiny bit too much power. The green is super skippy.
This is a cool play. I was hoping we'd see this on coverage. A lot of, you throw the flip up, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, kind of, yeah, like a flat mid-range, soft standstill.
That was amazing. And let's see.
Yeah, let's see a replay. What is this? A putter?
What hole are we on?
Maybe an hole 4, AVRX3.
It says Star T-Bird. That seems wrong.
That's got to be wrong.
Yeah, that's wrong.
That would be the most...
Oh, maybe it's AVRX3,
Yeah.
actually. That's what it is. Okay. That's my bad. I knew it was wrong, but
Erika, are you here?
Do you think reading is hard? Or... Man, Maria catching really early. Basically is the same shot a second time.
This time makes it look easy. Fades a little bit more than you want to outside the circle.
She'll have a chance to save her par, though. Missy also pretty far back. Probably almost 200 feet to go. Floaty boy.
Throwing a little patent pending. She's behind a bunch of trees. She might be able to sneak a putt through there.
Ooh.
That's so hard. An Anheuser putt towards the water with a drop off.
Yeah, you can't really give it
That's a nail biter.
as much juice as you want.
Hard to commit to that one. Maria to save par. Catching the cage just a little low.
Not looking quite as confident as yesterday. Kind of making a lot more errors. They're small errors,
Yeah.
but
I
we
mean,
saw.
it's got to feel a little pressure filled when you don't have that much experience on lead cards and you get on the feature card and then play well enough on the feature card to get on the lead card.
And Catrina are just birdieing all the time.
You're up with the bad boys now. This is the 16th easiest hole, but only 19% of the field with birdies. So that explains a lot about Maple
Second
Hill.
easiest?
Yeah, sorry.
Wait,
Second easiest.
16th hardest?
Yes, that's what I mean. Checking with the leaderboard, Kona and Catrina are the only ones hanging tough under par still. Missy Gannon is sitting even par, playing super solid. Maria having a little bit of an issue, but
Paige Pierce also under par.
Oh,
moving up the
I was right.
leaderboard there.
going down. A lot of people hanging right around even par though, and that's what keeps you in the top 10 out here.
Hole 5, this is the aggressive line that the drone is taking. Very aggressive drone here. It demands a sidearm that kind of stalls out and fades to the right. Most of the FPO field is going to take this, not the middle gap, but the gap on the right on a hyzer with probably a wide rim, either fairway or distance driver, and just try to skip it as close to maybe circle 2 as you can.
That is the place you want to avoid. There is really nothing over there unless she kicks all the way to the water. She might have an open sidearm, but it'll be a little scary. Carrying over out of bounds. Kona catches a tree on the right-hand side and kicks left.
Catrina was too tight. Kona was too wide. Let's see if Missy can get it just right.
I think pushing deep is the best mistake to make on this hole if you're going to make one, but it's still not wonderful over there. This hole has such a tiny gap you have to find.
That was about as good as you can do it. There's a lot of roots on the ground, so the ground play is kind of just luck after you get as far as you can in the air. Close.
Maria catches one of the guardian trees at the back side of the gap. Let's see what Catrina has to work with. Looks like she's
like right by the drop zone and has to go out around the water, patent pending backhand.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. Buzzes the tower.
That was sweet.
That was sweet. Blind, too. It's so hard to get up and down in so many of the spots on this landing zone. There's just, it's impressive how much nothing there can be.
Even here, you know, this is still a little bit trickier than you like for being that close. And it often leaves you with this circle's edge putt at the elevated pin. With the water behind it, no problem. Missy, it was a good shot, and it's hard to get much closer than this, like just outside circle 2. I've yet to see the wide right play get anybody into the circle.
Yeah. It looks like there's only one person that landed in the circle during this round. It was Paige Pierce.
I wonder what route she took.
I also wonder. I feel like she had to have gone over the water. Confirmed. She went over the water. Oh, such a good putt. Just a wee bit off.
Yeah, 2 in a row that she's missed from circle's edge range. Oh man, that would have been a really amazing par save.
Paige was also the only person with the birdie. 50% of the field with a bogey or worse. And
Whoa.
almost 50% with the par. It's almost like it's not out of bounds where you land in the landing zone, but it feels like it sometimes because there's just no way to get up and down. You just have to give yourself a putt, kind of.
Mm-hmm. The clap, it just gets me every time.
It's hard not to just giggle when you hear it.
The commitment to doing it every time, all day, for like 8 hours.
The National Amateur Disc Golf Tour. Take your first step into competition or your final step into professionalism. Visit nadgt.com for more information.
In this game, preparation is everything. It gives you that edge to become something from nothing. Success is not by accident. Because you know, the course plays no favorites. You know what it takes to be the best. In this game, detail matters. Idio Sports.
Hole 6 is a 315-foot par 3 that plays like a par 5. There's so much trouble to get into. There's out of bounds all the way down the right-hand side on this rock wall. There's also water on the left-hand side. If you kick left, you can throw a hyzer flip forehand and try to sneak through the gap, or you can throw a really straight flying backhand that can push through. In reality, there's kind of a dead zone if you land 3/4 of the way up on the left side. There's just no way to get a putt. Missy looking like she might be sliding past that dead zone, maybe giving herself a look.
That was her Gannon Undertaker, and that's not a bad place to land over there, generally, if you get far enough.
Mm-hmm.
This looks like a slower speed disc from Catrina.
Throwing it on a pretty sharp hyzer angle, letting it flip up and glide as far as she can down the left-hand side. Maybe she's playing it, looks like she might be playing it to the deep side of the green, and she's got a putt.
Yeah, open look at it.
Kona making the mistake that you will see most people make, which is throwing it a little too straight, but she catches a tree and kicks her back inbounds.
She'll still have to fight pretty hard to get that par.
Yeah, the gap is really tough from pinched on the right-hand side.
I believe this is a Glow MD3. Ooh, out of bounds.
Same error, doesn't get that little kick back into bounds, though. This played us the third most difficult hole on the day. Kona making that approach look easy. It is not. That is a tough gap to hit, and there's that out of bounds so close if you catch a tree, but she looks really confident with that backhand approach. Maria, thankfully, does not get the kick right. She'll be right around circle's edge and give herself a putt. Oh, circle two-edged, sorry.
Yeah. Maria just having a much more difficult time today. It's a koozie, and a bogey on this hole isn't, you know, I don't know, the worst, I guess. It's fine.
I think that's a double.
Oh,
it's a par 3.
You're right.
It feels like a 4.
It does feel like a 4. Even though it's short, it does.
It's so short. It could never be a par 4, but there's just so much trouble. You can see
Missy
Missy
in
had
your head, you have like, oh, 4, that's fine.
I'm okay with that. Yeah, see, Missy has a great drive. She gets all the way down to circle 2 land and has no way to get a putt up.
Catrina with maybe a bit more in the way than I thought. Did she split that little gap?
It looks like
Great effort.
only one person getting inside circle 1 from their drive today.
Surprising miss from Missy. Miss Missy.
Also, only one birdie on the day by Zoe Andike. She was on my card. The drive was absolutely laced. It was unbelievable. 15-footer.
Great scramble from Kona to get the par after that early tree hit.
Yeah, we had 56% of the field with a bogey or worse on this par 3.
I guess it was hard out there today.
Hole 6 is one you're happy to get off.
Hole 7 is an uphill 278-foot par 3. Definitely reachable, but it requires a straight shot that pushes all the way up this hill that maybe just fades a little bit at the end. There is some OB short left if you hit an early tree. Otherwise, not really that much trouble besides the 1,000 trees in the way. Wow. Excellent.
During the GK Pro flyover, y'all saw the Swarm Digital Media graphic. They are a small business that develops and maintains websites. If you're a business owner that's looking for website work, call Swarm Digital and mention GK Pro and you can get a free consultation.
I think the trick here is to not get greedy and to just throw straight and you'll get a putt. But you end up wanting it to fade like this. Missy gets a little bit lucky through those trees. A lot of times those trees kind of stop you and leave you with a longer putt. But she's in the circle. 2 in the circle is definitely rare, I think, on this hole.
Maria, a little nose down, but she gets some ground play.
Yeah, a lot of spin on that disc. She'll have a chance for a birdie.
Looks like she's struggling just a little bit off the tee pad. Not sure what's going on. Sucks to have those days where you're like, what am I doing?
Everybody has them.
Everyone has them. At Maple Hill, it's just highlighted. Really nice approach.
Recorded for all time in this case.
Filmed cards. Shutters. Maria with a long look for birdie.
Dang, it would have been cooler if she made it.
Right under the pin, though. Tap and par is okay. Missy looking for her birdie.
Cans it. Making up for that missed putt on the last hole.
9 people landing inside the circle on this drive. We got to see 2 of them on this card. Oof. Nice approach from Kona, just leaving that putt a tiny bit low. Fun fact, Haley King with an ace on this hole.
Awesome.
She said it was in the air the whole way, no skips. Just right into the heart of the chains. I'm like, thank God you hit the basket. Because that thing could have gone in the water. Yeah.
That's super cool.
That is sweet. Getting an ace at Maple Hill does not happen very often unless you're on hole 8.
Oh, baby.
306 feet, carrying the water for 300 of those feet. Maybe a tiny bit uphill. They moved the basket a little bit further away from the water this year, which is nice because you don't have to worry about hitting the basket and going in. Let's relish in this 8 holes moment.
I love them.
The slow clap of glory.
Relatively calm today. A little bit easier than yesterday.
Catrina working that hyzer flip.
Ooh.
Catches on the edge. Yes.
Oh my god.
It's like a parade of rainbows.
That is new today.
Yes.
And I love it.
I do too. With the high 5 in the middle of the green.
Missy with her Gannon Undertaker.
Oh, that thing is on a rope.
Oh man. I thought it was perfect.
Looks like it just put on the brakes right before it got there. So Missy will be visiting the drop zone. Maria going to Crush Town. Gets
Yeah,
a
she
lot of
turns
spin on
this one very nice.
Oh, yeah.
Still funny.
Oh, there's 3 of them. That disc checked up so perfectly right on the green. Kona put a little lower than you want, but it gets the water skip.
All right, 3 on the green is great. We'll have to see Missy go from the mildly terrifying drop zone.
There is some room behind this basket, so you can run at this putt and be confident that it won't go in the water, but you do have to give it a soft bid and at least draw medal.
Oh, I wanted her to make it. The crowd keeps count of how many people have made it. Like Holly Finley made the drop zone putt on my card, and they were like, 16.
Yes.
16.
I knew she was the 16th because I was right by y'all's cards and I could hear them chanting 16.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Big hit from Catrina.
Was that in circle 2?
It was on the edge for sure.
Let's watch a replay.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
circle 2 for sure.
Yes, with
It's a little leaf hit.
Yeah, a little bush love. That feels good on the 8 hole. You're going to get some great applause.
Yeah, she had a big old smile.
The 8 holes also have, you can see that red bin right there, the Candy Man. Visit him to get your sweet treat met. They had donut holes too. I really love these people.
I know, you walk away, they're like, we have candy, come here. In the least creepy way that can ever happen.
Yeah.
Like that. Rounding out the front 9, it's a par 4. It's short, 411 feet, but it is definitely a 2-shot hole. You have to throw up the tunnel with a mid-range or perhaps a flippy fairway, and then you're throwing right back down the hill to a green that is surrounded by a moat of water. There is OB on the left in the water, as well as obviously this water right here, and there's kind of some ropes out there around the green as well.
The basket is actually moved this year, moved a little bit more to the right on the corner, and it's also elevated. So flyover shows last year's really easy, nice basket.
Wow, that was amazing. She's on the far side of the hill. Usually you just want to land on the top of the hill and you're thrilled, but she's in the best spot I've seen. Maria early, gonna have trouble even getting her par from there.
Yeah, sometimes you can make this gap, hit the gap perfectly, and still once you get down there, you're like, shoot, I wish I could change this. But Kona gets past everything. It will not be an issue.
She's still on the short side of the hill and might have trouble seeing the basket, unlike Catrina. It was a great shot, but it's a very particular little landing zone to feel comfortable attacking. Also good. Right next to Kona.
Maria at this point probably just trying to crest the hill and carry a little bit down.
That's actually much more aggressive than I would have expected. No.
Oh, that's where her drive went out of bounds yesterday.
I know, her drive was massive yesterday. Yeah, she definitely tried to push to get down there for an easy par, and now she can only get a bogey at best.
I thought it had flipped enough. Kona opting not to be super aggressive here and just pitching up before the out of bounds moat.
Go for it, Missy. It's more fun.
She looks like she's lining it up. Just trying to get across.
It is so easy to do that. You end up fluffing it because you don't want to just zoom past the basket and end up circle's edge, then putting at the water. Look how far Catrina is down here.
Stay up.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Man.
That is such an impressive shot.
She's having such a clean round. Throwing really well.
It's so hard to get your disc to go barely over that wall and land inside the circle. Like, it feels impossible.
Stay up. Oh. Oof. This is turning into a nightmare.
And this is how Maple Hill can slowly
crush your soul.
Just cycle out of control. On any hole. This can happen on any hole.
Was she running that? Probably not.
I don't know. She feels pretty confident with those little sidearms, but if that missed that basket, that was OB for sure.
Regardless, it should be an easy par. Long putt for her double. Stop. Ugh.
Yep, that was for 6. Thankfully, she landed safe. Missy opting just to lay up from the shul just outside the circle and take her par. There was one birdie on the day.
No.
Yeah. It was from Haley King, but her and Catrina are the only 2 people that got into circle 1 on their second shot.
Kona with a nice clean par.
You pick your holes out here, and I like Missy and Kona's plays of not forcing it onto the green on their second shot after having some good drives.
I mean, Missy, well, she did, but she kind of floated it down there. Maria just kind of struggling. Hopefully she can clean it up in the back 9.
We'll check in with what happened on the lead card today. We see a lot more green than we saw yesterday. Also some high numbers from Maria, sadly. She's got some room on the back 9 to clean it up. She does have that big arm, and it definitely favors those who can throw far.
Catrina 2 down through the round. Just capitalizing on her opportunities, parking some holes. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, with the getting birdies out here does come mistakes, so you're going to inevitably get some bogeys, but as long as you can just keep those birdies rolling, and she is. You can see not a lot of other people keeping under par for the round today. We do see some people floating at even par, and that feels great.
Yeah, we'll see what happens on the back. A little bit more open, but I think maybe more difficult.
I agree.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
And I'm Madison Walker. We're the 2 Hot Geese.
Honk.
Thanks again to GK Pro for the awesome FPO footage. See y'all on the back.